I think it's also time to enjoy the player reviews. Holy, I'm scared. I'm gonna get blamed for this. Here we go. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about myself. You already know my story about the race. It was fucking miserable. I did not enjoy it. The effort I had to put in was insane. I was looking at split run sheets all the time. I had like 2 days of fun where I was actually playing a game. And other than that, I was looking at spreadsheets and calculating and statistics and doing stupid stuff. I hope that changes. All right, I'm gonna start with Rogerbrown. All right, so I'm gonna rate certain players just gameplay wise, and then when it comes to obviously like officers and stuff, like I'll also talk about their officer award, right? So from Rogerbrown as a player, you know, he did everything pretty good. You know, I there's nothing to complain about because he's a good player, right? He's a big brain, can chip in with tactics as well when needed. But when it comes to like personal gameplay, you can barely find any mistakes, you know, except for the occasional disengage here and there off the platform. But you know, it happens to the best of us. In general, really good gameplay. Yeah. The thing with Roger though, what he could do a lot more is if he just like stopped caring about his own personal gameplay. Like I'm the perfect example of that, right? Like I literally stopped playing to win. Roger is not like that. He will focus on his own gameplay quite a lot. He will do that good, but that's not what we need. You know, it's like doing really good DPS, but you could just hold CDs instead and do something else, and it would be better. So I think Roger could have a lot more impact if he was, I don't know, saying, bench me on this boss. I want to look at tactics instead, or if there's something I don't like, I want to look at this. Instead, he will go and do M+ if he's benched, you know, stuff like that. Could basically cosplay analysts like me, because I think like getting a few eye level here and there is just not as important when it comes to Roger. For somebody else, I don't know, like Revves, I don't expect him to do tactics. He can just focus on himself fully, but with Roger, he could just do so much more if he focused on that. That would be my only criticism. On his personal gameplay, I have nothing to say. It was, you know, there's nothing for me to criticize, at least. It was as good as it can be. Of course, everybody can play better, but there's no point nitpicking on like, oh, he could have used one health stone here. Like, who the f gives a shit, you know? It's fine. The overall gameplay is very good. But yeah. Justwait, he was the boss mod wizard. He was also the selfless alchemist. After doing Big Rigs for a couple of days, we noticed that, we need a person to craft good potions, and we wanted that person to be available at any time we need, because we need to like summon them into the raid, pop the cauldron, and then get the good potions. We didn't have that up until very late, actually. Liquid did have some sort of potion guy. They like use good potions for Kurog. At least that's what I was told. I don't know. That they use good potions for Kurog and stuff. We didn't have that. So Justwait took it up on himself. Midway through progress, he just said, fuck it, I'll do it. And he just learned about alchemy, grinded like, I don't know, 10 hours a day, just doing alchemy between his general boss mod fixing and analysis that all the timers are good. And then later on got summoned into the raid to distribute the good stuff to the raid, hook everyone up, and you know, helped us obviously a lot with all the DPS checks and everything. So that was very nice from him to go above and you know, out of his way, because it wasn't his task or anything. Like, and nobody was assigned to do alchemy in our guild, you know, because we didn't know it was going to be a required thing. We could have known if you were smarter, I guess, but yeah. We also had a lot more primal chaos than expected because we spent too much time doing M+, or more time than we expected. Oh, yeah, dude, holy f***. At the top, there's all the officers, all the sick players, you know, it's a bit rough. Meeres, I mean, like we spoke before, he's an absolute machine. Like, he knows everything about everything, and it's very, very helpful to help him in the team. The sickest, probably, part of him is also that we can do And you know, me admitting is, I mean, it's kind of obvious, I guess, but it's also a competitive advantage that maybe shouldn't be awarded out loudly that much. But the duo of me, whenever I want, being able to go, tack, I'm out, I'm gonna go do analyst, and come back in the harder phases is super, super useful. And it's like having Meeres in the team is for me like having like a 2-set tier bonus, you know, like me and him, because I can just leave whenever I want and do something else. You know, I could rate lead what Meeres is rate leading as well, because obviously I'm outside the raid, I'm chilling, you know. Maybe I right now couldn't if I entered the raid. But outside, it's super easy for me to do what he's doing, obviously. But if I do that, then I can't do anything else. So him being able to do that while playing is a massive bonus to the team. Would be quite hard to replace. It's kind of nice because it's like I can use that excuse to let him practice. I would love to be there on farm, guys. I would love to raid lead farm raids, but I think Meeres needs to practice for progress, and that is why I let him raid lead the farm raids. That's the kind of person I am. Yeah, I'll go above and beyond for the guild. I'll even sacrifice my raid leader spot on farm. It's yeah, that's another bonus point for myself. And you know, no worries, Meeres, I got you, bro. Enjoy. So yeah, that's pretty big. But aside from that, he's puts a lot of effort. I mean, you can see it, right? MDI. He would even play Final Fantasy if it wasn't overlapping with MDI. But yeah, sadly, it once again does. But yeah, if you ask me like who's the MVP, if I'm not counting myself and it comes to like everything, I would definitely say Meeres. It's a no-brainer. Okay, maybe excluding all the business stuff that Roger also does. Obviously, when you include that, it's you know, it goes a bit crazy. Rycn, the poor man. I need to just pull this up. Echo Rasagath. I was so sad when I saw this. I didn't see it live because I wasn't looking at it, but I want to just show you his kill reaction. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm also a guy that doesn't react like massively. Okay, maybe with the occasional desk smash, but on this one, even I wasn't like going too crazy. But holy f***, bro, Rycn was dead. Yeah, he didn't give a shit. This is him. I mean, Meeres is also chilling a bit hard, but he's just drinking water. Look at Roger, meanwhile, right? Rycn was not too happy with being outside. I wouldn't say like he was like having a miserable time, but I think he misses a lot playing the game. And going forward, it's basically guaranteed that he will be playing again. And I don't think it will be a big loss because he's just a really sick healer as well in game. As long as we have somebody to call on the outside. I mean, honestly, worst case, even I could just call the healing cooldowns. As long as he assigns the healing cooldowns at least, I couldn't do all. I couldn't do the raid leading, the cosplay analyst, and the healing cooldowns. That would be too much. But as long as he helps out, it's going to be fine. And then he won't be sad like this. He'll be jumping. Oh, actually, I want to see actually how he reacted to Jailer. Because there he was playing, right? Let's see. Let's see it. I actually don't know. Okay, this is me. Holy shit. That has a throw. I mean, he's kind of chilling there as well. But I think he's happier. You can see that. Oh, I think he's smiling, dude. Yes, that's a smile. I can see it from here. I want Rycn happy again. That's the goal for next year. And I hope we can have him in the raid and win. Oh yeah, he's definitely happy. I can actually see it. That's German happiness. Yeah, look at it. Look at it. How he... Oh damn, dude. We need to get that back. So that's the thing. Rycn, of course, is a sick player. The healing assignments were fucking insane. I think we had some struggles with the microphone usage. And I think Rycn is in general maybe not the perfect guy to call the things, especially for him being the first tier. Like, I think I could have called the cooldowns better. I couldn't have assigned the cooldowns better, but I could have called them better. But also I have years of experience of calling, and he doesn't have. So I think him assigning them was great, but now I could say the calling he needs practice on, but at the same time, I don't think he wants to do that anyways, which is maybe also a reason why. So, yeah. Overall, you know, obviously he was a big part of why we won, especially with the assignments. But I think he's gonna be probably an even better part if he's actually in the game and playing, because his gameplay is insane, and you know, we want to finding good healers is really hard, so we want to definitely make use of the ones that we have and make him play. Now the Swedish Titan. I mean, now I think he played pretty good, better than last time probably even. I think he had some really nice last moment adjustments that was good, like the pulling out the DK out of nowhere for Rogerbrown. I think it was in the end worth it to have it. Maybe if he was a warrior, we could have replaced Revves for something stronger like a rogue. But I don't know. The Master was kind of nice in the second intermission as well. Yeah, and his orb soaking in the last phase was also kind of nice. So I think in total the DK was a W. He also was supposed to be a DH. He quickly told me about, okay, he wants to reroll to warrior. We fixed it up. That was good. Never replaces her. Yeah, but you know, rogue would have been better still. And I mean, it's, you know, we're talking about narco rogue, right? Like, it would have been a pretty giga chat moment to get him in for the kill at the end. I don't know why we didn't know that warrior was this OP earlier. I'm not gonna lie. He was like, bro, warrior's just not dying. I guess maybe the final like buffs to warrior or the nerfs to other tanks made it even sicker. But at least we figured out early enough. So it was good enough for me, and it worked out great. His tanking was great. I don't know. I was very happy. I think there was moments in the last year where he was falling down on Jailer and stuff a few times where I wasn't as happy. But and also a few moments on Halondros where I was not super happy with. But this time it was really good. I mean, there was some like sometimes Broodkeeper kiting was like off one egg or something like that. But overall, I think it was really good. I think they make a really good team with Meeres. I'm glad he's back to tanking. Yeah. I hope he enjoys tanking on farm as well. That's his only issue, right? He's like, I mean, unlike me, who is even sacrificing his spot on farm to Meeres, he does not like farming a lot, and he doesn't want to play tank usually on farm. But let's see how it goes. Hopefully the farm period is going to be shorter this time, so it's going to be less boring. Also with new expansion and stuff, should be good. Gingi. Rerolled mage. It was I had my concerns for sure, but I am happily like slightly surprised that it went this good. I think it went really, really good, especially with arcane mage. You have like it's, I would say, I mean, I don't know, SKB is I guess also hard on mage, but I think Gengo didn't play SKB on progress ever. But I guess his M+ practice was helping here a lot, which also gave us the freedom to reroll to mage, because otherwise I would have been like rerolling a person to mage is so risky, because what ends up happening every time that happens is they will go like, oh, I blinked by mistake into melee camp and I bombed them, I'm sorry guys. And this happens like to every mage that rerolls to mage. If you are even taking a long break from mage, this will happen to you. So it did happen sometimes. He blinked through Rust again and fell down, but it's like rare enough for me to be happy with it, you know? And Arcane, as far as I know, was quite hard, or like, yeah, quite hard is the right word, I think. And he made it work very nicely. He stuck to his assignments very good. made use of his time the best he could. You know, farmed them plus deep into the night if it was needed. I think he was only once late oversleeping slightly, which like almost never happens. I don't think it ever happened except for that one time, even though he was grinding into the night with M+. So overall, played very good. I'm very happy, and yeah, I hope he keeps it up. He might be just staying mage actually, because we only have 2 mages right now. But if mage is bad, he can also reroll. It's just great to have him in the team. He'll be probably mage and then / druid / hunter, depending on what we need, but most likely mage. Depends also if you recruit a person or not, I guess. We'll see. Ken, always an interesting person to be around, for sure. Loves sleep a lot and taking breaks. Sometimes also the most reasonable out of everyone when it comes to it, because like I'll be like, okay, let's take a 9-hour break, because I know we're not gonna sleep 9 hours when I say 9-hour break. We're gonna sleep like 7 hours, because we're gonna go to the hotel. People aren't gonna sleep instantly. They're gonna check like Twitter or something. They're gonna take a shower at some point. They're gonna eat breakfast before coming to the venue. And it's like, I know for a fact people are not gonna sleep that much. So when I say 9 hours, and then usually Gingi and Lorgokz would be like, what? 9? And I'm like, bro, like, you know, we do need 9 hours. And then Ken will go and be like, only 9? Let's go 10-hour break. You know, it's just like the complete reverse. And then I need to find always a middle ground between the two, or between the 2 polarized opinions. And usually Ken is more correct when it comes to it, though. And it also is a person-to-person thing. I can also function with really low sleep, but for me, when I take a 9-hour break, it's usually like I slept like most days 6 hours, and some days even less. It's not like we're sleeping a lot. And then what also happens is people ask for like 9 hours, and then they sit there and blast them plus. I don't understand it. You know, why do you stay there if you want to go to bed? I mean, then we should take like just come here in 9 hours, and then when you wake up and we don't need you, then you can do M+ or something. But then they are underslept, and it's my mistake. It's my fault. I don't know. But yeah, that's the main topic with Ken actually. It's just the sleep. Meanwhile, Meeres sits with Cassis and talks with chat. What happened there was with Meeres, we were on the way to our hotel with Meeres, so we went out early. Then Meeres said he left his backpack by mistake, and where he has the hotel keys as well to his room. And then as the voice of reason, I said, well, fuck you then. You go back alone and get it. We're not going to wait for you. Because, you know, if I was like, hey, solidarity, team play, we would have gone back together to the venue. But I said, nah, fuck that, bro. We need to sleep. Okay? We need to cut like sleep as much as possible. Team play does not matter. Team morale does not matter. You go alone to the hotel, to the venue and get your keys. So we ditched him. Like, this was the biggest ditch ever, actually. It was like full anime betrayal on him. We sent him solo back to the venue, and Rycn, me, and Justwait went to bed to the hotel. We're like midway. And apparently he went there and then he casted for an hour. I don't know why. I have absolutely no fucking clue. Like, Meeres is not like a weakling when it comes to sleep and stuff, but at the same time, he's also not like, 5 hours sleep Andy. So I don't know why he did this. I have to ask him somehow. He was laughing about it when he said it, but we had one, so we didn't care. But there's something to talk about. Because it's not like our production is like, no, you have to do it. Or like sponsors like, no, fuck you. You go and cast now and talk about how good the Elgato microphones are. Like, no, it's fine. You know, people already know how good they are. That's why you guys will all go and buy it right now. I know that. It's okay. He doesn't need to do anything. So I was surprised that he went there and cast it. But yeah, we were on Zaelia. His gameplay wise, I mean, everybody knows how good Zaelia is. Yeah, I mean, just great player. This priest is hard. for everyone, even for Zaelia. So I think there was some deaths or some movement that he could have done better. But at the same time, who would have done a better job? Probably Rycn, because he's a Disc Priest hardcore main. Maybe not, I don't know. But, you know, nobody else really. So I was happy that he was on the Disc Priest and not somebody else. Disc Priest is hard. And yeah, I think he did a good job. Little sus, he didn't know how Leap of Faith worked with Time Spiral, because I did and he didn't know. And I'm not playing the game. So that was a bit sus, a bit maybe underprepared on certain things, but mechanical skill wise, I mean, you know the drill. He's like a Super Saiyan of the raid, and he's got the whole package, the superpower, the speed, and the top of all of it, the fantastic hair. I think that sums him up good. Yeah, basically Ken is getting kicked, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Nnoggie, ah man. Especially with his face. I don't want to talk about it. I'm so sad. I can't look at him into the eyes. We need to not look at him into the eyes. This is too sad for me. I'm going to put the chat over him. Not because any fault that he had, but basically we did fuck up. And due to some complications, he ended up with a character with no loot. And honestly, he got hard scammed, man. Like, I don't know. I had to go to his chair and explain him the situation and be like, you're a warlock now because of reasons. And honestly, there's no excuse. I don't want to go into detail why that happened as well. It's a bit too technical. But yeah, he ended up with the... I mean, you know, he would be usually the main DK. Even though Mini did a great job, I'm going to come to that later as well. But yeah, he would have been the main DK if it wasn't scuffed. So I'm a bit sad. Man, look at him. He's so happy as well. How could I do it to him? I'm so sad. But to say it out loud as well, like if I was Nnoggie, and you know, considering we know how Nnoggie is, right? He's not a very calm man. He could have gone like, he could have tilted really hard. I'm pretty sure he was tilted somewhat, but he could have tilted really hard at us, which he didn't. I'm very grateful for that. Like no meme even, because it was in the end our mistake, and he did a lot of prep. And then, I mean, we genuinely did think that Warlock might be useful when we assigned him to Warlock. He would have been basically the third Warlock, but Warlock was weaker than we expected actually, and because otherwise we wouldn't even have let him play Warlock, right? He would have just played 9 DKs, in which case this couldn't have happened, this problem. But yeah, in the end he took it, whatever he had, you know, whatever life gave him. And he was also a bit unlucky, I'm not gonna lie. It was not just our fault. Like, dreadful tokens just did not drop that much for us. And the result was that he was benched for the whole tier. I don't know if he came in on any boss actually. The plan was to gear his DK up and bring him in instead of the Hunter actually, for Rasageth. And I think that would have been a better comp. The only thing was that he didn't get any gear, and Roger got all the fucking gear in the universe. So it ended up with us playing with Roger instead, which had certain upsides to the tactic as well, like the last fulminating charges being able to be freedomed by his pet. But overall, I would prefer the DK if Nnoggie could have gotten gear. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm very sorry, Nnoggie, if you watch this. This will never happen again, sir. And I hope you trust us, even though we let you down this one time. We go and continue with Perfecto. This was a rough one with Nnoggie, dude. I'm actually sad. Nnoggie is from Germany, and very, very valuable member of the team. Not just with his gameplay. His gameplay is great, but also with his technical stuff. And he's also a developer for Echo, actually, for the company, doing stuff for some stuff that we were using for streaming and stuff, data gathering, stuff like that. Perfecto. Actually, I was a bit unsure about Perfecto. There was talks of it after last year. There was some certain things that I was not happy with. I don't know why the last year was the way it was, but I was very happy with this tier. So that's why I'm a bit more open about not enjoying certain things on last year. I think last year there was a lot of moments where he was lost, and maybe it was also my explanation of tactics not being good. I mean, not maybe, it was definitely not great. I could have done better, but you know, he could have done better as well. And I think this time he did do really good, and I was really happy. Yeah, I'm glad he was in the roster, especially playing Rogue. You know, I did ask him if he wants to play anything other than Rogue. He said, I mean, I can do DH, but you can also just stick me with only Rogues. I don't know. I think the DH was good when he played it back in the days on Nighthold, but at the same time, I was playing back then and didn't notice half the things that went wrong. So I don't know. And he didn't play for a long time, but I think I'm going to talk to him again and tell him that it might be a good idea. G3 review. Wait, IRL monk. He's okay. He's not really a player, but I guess a Final Fantasy player. Sure. I don't know, guys. I have. That's the thing. Everybody tells me how good he is, but I have not seen the Race Warfare, so I have no idea. I don't plan on watching it either. I'm honestly just gonna go with what everybody else says. I'm gonna say Jeathbelle was insane. Just like our production and our cast, they were all fucking sick. I have not seen a single part of it, but they were insanely good. I'm so proud of them. I mean, it had a lot of viewers, so it must have been good, right? So there you go. Not even recaps. I mean, I saw like out of the whole Race War first, maybe I saw like 2 minutes of it. Not like 2 minutes in a row, like 10-second clips here and there. That's it. So I should be able to say my expert opinion based on those 2 minutes, and I think Jeathbelle did great. Can confirm he did a good job. It was really good to have someone casting that actually knows how it is to take part in the modern race warfare. Holy shit, Potter BMing all the other casters out of nowhere. That's kind of interesting. Thank you, Potter, for your opinion. But kind of weird talking shit when you're not even in the race warfare in any shape or form anymore. So I don't know. I'll only listen to your feedback once you enter the ring again, sir. Okay. Up until then, please don't talk to me. Okay. Yeah, but continuing with players that are actually players and not sneaking into our website. Wait, I can't remember. Revves. I honestly, like, Revves did not stick out in any shape or form. I don't know, but I think he played good. Like, thing is, if he, like, I wouldn't notice if he played bad. So he didn't play bad in any shape or form. So I think he played really good. That's literally because he didn't say anything, right? So I don't know anything about him except for, like, he wasn't the raid, but he was like invisible because nothing happened to him. He, like, we didn't need to rest him. We didn't need to, I don't know. Like, he didn't say like, oh, my CDs are bad here or something. He figured it out somehow. I don't know. He was just there, yeah. He was just part of the kill. Probably did really good. I did not even look at his DPS. Probably was good though. I mean, it's fine. Did Revves have to talk this race war first? Not really. And he didn't. So, one of the most consistent players you have? Probably, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it is a lot easier to be that consistent when you, like, remove one of your abilities and just don't do that at all. It's like, you know, how blind people can smell things better. That's how it works with Revves. When you don't speak at all, you can put all that energy you don't need to think about speaking at all. You can just put all that energy into gameplay. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I do think that is actually true. Sometimes it does restrict you because you must be like, sometimes you will want an external, but you can't call for it. So you need to like, use your defense was really good, so you can't call for an external. But at the same time, usually nobody calls for externals, which is really bad, but it's fine. Yeah. So Revves is just min-maxing that Kungan gameplay style. No comms needed. But yeah, they were also not needed, really. So I'm good. I mean, it was really good. I don't have anything to say, guys, other than he was just really good, yeah. Xerwos, or commonly known as Xerwo, the snake. That's his tag name in the hood. It was his first time as an officer. He did some really good stuff. When we gave Xerwo a task, it was really well done. When we did not give him a task, he was, and we spoke about it as well a bit, he was a bit lost in all the things that needs to be done for the Race War first. But there was some really good stuff that he did, mainly boss paintings, where it came to like drawing out the tactics or abilities. He did basically almost everything when it comes to last boss prep in terms of paintings. I did a lot when it came to tactics, but when it comes to paintings, which is a lot of work to explain it properly. I would show it if it wasn't a competitive advantage again of how we're doing things, but yeah, I can't. But it was really good and helped us a lot. I hope he stays as DPS officer. He wasn't sure if he will continue or not yet, but if he stays as an officer and develops on what he's already bringing to the team, I think it's going to be a great addition. I mean, the only problem with his guys is, I gotta be honest, I think we need to like put him like into a room and tell him straight to his face that he is a PI addict. He sneaks all the PIs available to him every single time. I think somebody needs to bring this up. This is an issue, okay? Yeah, we need an intervention with him. It's fine. We will do it. I mean, most of the time it's good, but sometimes he even takes it on his ults. Like he's like, oh, nobody else will make good use of it. I mean, probably true, but then let's figure a way out that people do make good use of it, you know? At this point, even on Shadow Priest, I baseline macro him and no one calls for it. Yeah, this is a problem. Like, the team has given up on PIs. They don't even think about it. Like, somebody that isn't Xerwo won't think about PI. Maybe Gingi does, but like, aside from that, people won't even think about it because they know Xerwo will take it anyways. And we need to talk about it. We need to fix this. PI is a drug. Yeah, I think he's addicted. Our Fleks, I mean, just as last time, I think I had said before as well, we need to have more Fleks in the raid. This time it was the case. We had Fleks all the time in, and almost all the time. I guess there was some Broodkeeper he was benching because he wanted to do M+ instead. But it was great. I have no complaints. Sometimes he can be angry at people out of nowhere, but outside of that, his gameplay is very, very nice. I hope he keeps on blasting with us forever. I remember, I think I remembered this a few days ago. I think it was him that I tried to recruit Fleks for so long to my guild. And he just said like all the time, like, I don't know. I want to do IRL. I don't have the time. And then somebody else asked him just once, and he just instantly joined. I don't know why. I think I asked him to join our guild back in the days, like 4 times, 4 tiers in a row. He declined. And then somebody else asked him, he immediately joined. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like me. I'm not sure. We never talked about this, actually. So, kind of weird. He does try to bench. I guess the one thing is that he just... I don't know what's up with mages. Every time I say, like, oh, guys, mages could be good on this, they're like, no, Arcane has no movement. It's really bad. It's gonna be really bad for progress. No. Bring BM Hunter. No. Kick us. Kick the mages. Kick all of them. Mages suck. Just bring one for buff. Just bring one for buff. Maybe even kick that. Every time we talk about mages, it's the same talk. I don't know why. I could see that Arcane Mage is really good. I brought it to the officer team. I was like, but you really think so, Scripe? What about all the movement? I mean, we saw it was good. I wish he was a bit more aggressive when it came to that, but in the end, when it came to the tier, he played really good. He knew when to bench himself to go on farm and plus. He was smart about his not only his DPS rotation decisions, but also on how to get his character to the max that he can get it to, with the only exception of delaying his BOE buying. I literally saw his legs that he needed on BOE, and I was like, nah, you're not playing with this. I logged in and I bought it from the auction house myself, which I didn't do for anybody else, I think. So, yeah, that was only this small mistake though. He even bought WoW tokens. One of us. Pay to win all the way, guys. A spicy one, a little bit. Narcolies. I don't know what to say. Narco, a little bit unlucky, a little bit sad that he wasn't in. I think optimally he would have been in on the kill, like on paper. And the reason he was benched was like completely unrelated to his skill. Like he kind of deserved to be in, but I don't know. The thing is, the people he was up against was Roger and Revves, so it was really rough, right? Like I think Rogue, well with Revves, I think I would have preferred the rallies. It was only Roger, and it would have been like a different DPS profile and would have required too many changes. He pumped on his red as well. Yeah, dude, the red was... I think red is hidden OP. Like that's for sure. I don't know why we didn't play red. I think maybe that's on Narco. He could have maybe escalated it more. I feel like it was hidden OP, no meme. Like this is what happened, right? We brought him to Broodkeeper because we thought it would be really good on ads. I think it would have been. He came in, he blasted so hard that he kept on getting aggro. And then we were like, nah, this is just not playable. Because, I mean, at least that's what he did. He came in from one pull, he blasted so much, he died. He got rest, he got died again. I think he did another pull, he died again. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna go rogue. He literally had too much damage. It was like the biggest Giga Chat moment ever. He was like, nah, this is not working out. I'm doing too much damage. I'm gonna leave and come on rogue and do less. I mean, I don't know. I wish we made it work somehow, but I did not look into it. He said it doesn't work. I mean, he knows his red. If he says it doesn't work, I'm not gonna investigate. I was certainly happy enough with the rogue. So yeah, but it could have worked out, I think. Probably not that great on red for us, Geth, though, when it comes to the wins. Considering the struggles that Skaris went through to stay on the platform and also go through waves in the next phase. So I'm glad he was not playing red there. But yeah, he could have played rogue. It just would have required too many changes. I think we probably would have needed like, I don't even know. Maybe it would have worked out. Maybe we would have just like been laid on the main platform again. I honestly, I would be quite curious to just try that out. Like with the exact same gear, just swap in Narco and Rogue instead of Roger Hunter and just see what happens. I would be quite interested. The only thing is, with Roger, we had the pet freedom at the very end for the person with the charge that can take the gateway. But yeah, I don't think that was needed. Oh, actually, with sorry, for a sec, I thought he was the paladin and would give freedom himself. But yeah, he would be a rogue, of course. But yeah, usually the third person can pop something to get out. All right. Yeah, so I'm sorry, Narcolies. that you were benched. But I'm not like super sorry either, because it was actually fine. I don't really care, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I actually don't care that you were out. I just want to mention it just to be, you know, acting like I care. So you're not too mad. It's fine. He played good though. He played really, really good. Especially on Rogue. He doesn't main Rogue usually. He came out of nowhere, played it good, made no mistakes. We're good. You know, I'm happy. But yeah, I don't care that he was benched. I need to close the blinders here one sec. Fraggo. Little similar to Narco's case. Like, Fraggo also could have been in the raid, but, you know, he did have a lot of druids, and it was ultimately the right call, I think. And also, I mean, he was going to be an Evoker main as well if Evoker was good, but it wasn't good. So I'm glad we didn't waste his time making him main Evoker for no reason. But yeah, I mean, he came in on... I think he also played some other bosses because they were rotating druids to go on Farm and Plus, which is a really smart thing to do. But yeah, I mean, Fraggo is known to be a guy that does not fail mechanics. You know, he's not always gonna be DPS racing with the PI freaks like Gingi and Xerwo and Lorgokz or something. Okay, Lorgokz is not a PI freak, but he's a little bit of a DPS freak. But he will play the mechanics really, really good, which is also making him really strong in Final Fantasy. But yeah, I mean, there was just not enough room for druids. I actually did expect the second intermission to be harder, and I thought he would bring another druid there. But yeah, the minimum was 2 druids because I expected that we will need druids for the pushback in, you know, P1 and P2 in Rasageth. Also P3, I guess. And we did need 2. We brought the ones that we believed had the best gear. And yeah. Sadly, that meant he wasn't in Rasageth, but on the bosses that he was in, he played really good. I don't remember Fraggo having any issues on any of the bosses. I mean, I'm mainly thinking of Broodkeeper. I think he was also in on Kurog, but I don't know. On Broodkeeper, at least, he didn't have any issues. It was really nice. Fraggo, absolutely like Giga Chat to be around with as well. Met him first time IRL this time. Was really nice. I hope these fine gentlemen also come to an event one day. But no pressure. But yeah, it was really fun to be around with him, and except for the occasional Viking yell. Lorgokz. The Boomkin diehard. That is probably the best summary of his personality, of his being. We made a massive mistake this year, and we let him play alts that were not Boomkin. I don't know why we did that. But it will never happen again. If he plays, he will be a Boomkin, as there's no reason for him not to be one. Definitely should stick to Boomkin. He's a good Boomkin. He does good damage. He does survive. There were some moments where I disagreed with his gameplay on specifically P1 of Rasageth. With his wild charges, I think he kept on wild charging too early. I told him he kept on wild charging too early again. But I mean, he wasn't dying, so it was fine. Yeah, he's definitely, I would say, a one trick. He probably disagrees. He probably thinks he could play mage good, he could play priest good, no problem. Just give it to me, Scripe. I'll handle it. But I think it's a agree to disagree angle. Maybe not. Maybe he agrees as well. But yeah, he will play druid if he plays. That's for sure. Not something else. I'll make sure of that. But he plays druid really good when it comes to DPS and min-maxing druid out. Maybe not like the best theory crafter or something like that, because I know Canexx had the... Oh, he's right next to him. Canexx had the big brain RBG mastermind. Okay, that could be true as well. I don't know who plays RBGs anymore, but it's like playing like, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something. But Canexx had the big brain Boomkin spec theory craftings going on, apparently. I don't know what exactly he figured out that others didn't, but that's what everybody is telling me, including Lorgokz. So apparently Canexx does a really good job on that. But when it comes to actually pressing the buttons, Lorgokz is really, really good. And everybody knows that. Mechanical skill Andy. Not the best when it comes to like loot decisions, any sort of decisions, except for pressing buttons. But I mean, he doesn't have to do those, so we're good. We're completely fine with him just pressing buttons. In fact, ideally he does as little as possible. Ideally, Canexx takes Lorgoksz's character, logs in, and fixes up the whole gear, fills all the spreadsheets, but Lorgokz then just logs in and can play his own character. It's like setting up the character for your like little brother so he can play. But he plays really good though. Careful making jokes about PvP. I meant PvP is a really important part of the game that we all enjoy and deserves to be highlighted just like any other part of the game, such as world questing, pet battling, and transmog competitions. Thank you, Canexx, for being part of the RBG community. I don't know what to say about Canexx, aside from that he was a master. He also played really good this time. This guy, he didn't do any mistakes. I think he played really fucking good. I don't know what to say about him. But I'm kind of angry. I felt like I think he probably is really cocky right now. That's why I don't like, because he played really good. And I feel like it's going to bite me in the ass somehow. He's going to be like, man, Scripe, I should get a pay raise. Why do I get paid the same as everybody else in this team? I don't know. I feel like he's getting some sort of ego. Look at his face. It's a bit smug, right? Like, I think something is brewing up there. Yeah, gotta shut it down before it gets too dangerous. Maybe we should give him like a really hard class. Like, make him heal. Oh, that's good. We're just gonna make him heal on farm, and then he's gonna calm the fuck down a little bit. That's a good one. Just tell him, and then he'll just suck and be like, oh, Canexx, come on, Trank, what are you doing? Even if he's like 2 seconds late, and he will calm down again. That's good. Easy outplay for me. Okay, Mini. Yeah, Mini did play really good. I mean, Mini, it's like, I feel like I am part of Mini's family. I'm like his uncle. You know, I raised Mini with my own hands. When he was a baby, he was playing Shaman and was struggling to press Sprint Totem. And I had to call it every time. It was good old times. It's like teaching my daughter how to walk, you know, and telling her, Papa, Papa. And then eventually one day she will say it. And I saw that growth in Mini, and it was glorious. He played really nice. I don't have any complaints. To be fair, he probably didn't have to do much, because he just pressed Death Advance, and then that was the fight for him. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit tricked, but it looked really good to me. But Nnoggie, also the hard parts, I can imagine it's quite hard to keep your breath up during the intermissions, especially on Rogerbrown. And, you know, he made it work without us being like sad that Nnoggie is not in, for example. You know, obviously Nnoggie is a DK, big brain blaster, but Mini played really good. So our mistake from not being able to gear Nnoggie was hidden out with Mini playing really, really good. And us, even though we miss Nnoggie a lot, I'm not trying to bash Nnoggie here. I'm trying to just say that Mini played good. Yeah, so I'm very happy with the performance. Definitely would have had some concerns otherwise, but I mean, either way, he plays really good. But he played exceptionally good this year, I would say, compared to the usual. Velo, the HPS machine, and also a supermodel IRL apparently. At least looks like one. I mean, I don't know what to say. At least we did not have a jailer moment this year, I think. Where, oh, we almost had a jailer moment actually. Okay, I'm gonna show it. Hold up. So for those people that don't know, jailer is at the very end of the fight. You have to do. We had to do 2 times. Okay, first we had to dispel, I think, 1 person, and then we had to dispel 2 people, if I'm not mistaken. It was 1 year ago. And he forgot to dispel, and we wiped because of it. And it was very sad. I was very angry at him. Echo Velo, no, Echo Rasageth. But, wait, no, let's go Scribe Rasageth, because we want to see the raid cooldowns. He took my anger. He didn't get affected by it. And my anger was a bit too much as well. I tilted too quickly. Yeah, we killed after that Jailer. He did not forget his dispel again. That was good. But we almost had a similar moment here, and I didn't know why up until I learned about it later. We're gonna look at it in a second now. All right, let's see it. So it should happen towards the end. We will go very, very low because there's a small mistake, or a quite big mistake actually, but we didn't die, so it's a small one only now. So what happened is, at the very end of the fight, so usually there's a tank breath that's going to come, which is also a problem, I guess, that we didn't have any timers for it. Here, right here, because the boss got hotfixed on the pole where we went here. So we were surprised for when this breath is going to come. I mean, we knew the breath was going to come at one point, but in fact, actually, it's a bit weird. We didn't have any timer for it. Usually we would have a timer. We should have a timer that is like ending early, but we didn't have any timer for it. Anyways, there's a tank breath, but unlike for the majority of the fight, Naowh is at really high stacks here. I don't know if you can read it, but he's at like, it says 20 only actually, but I'm pretty sure it's even more. Oh, maybe not. I guess usually he was more. Wait, is it 20? Yeah, he's actually at 20. Okay, I mean, still more than 0, right? So what happened is, Naowh thought he could just solo this breath with his AMS, and he pops AMS right here, but the thing is ticking as well on top actually used some of his HP, and don't be fooled here by physical absorb as well. So the dots ticking as well got his HP a bit low, and we took some damage, okay? So what you see here, though, is Velo has Rewind ready, all right? He's not necessarily like assigned to this or something. I don't know, maybe he is, but I mean, you see the rate low, and then this happens. You gotta press the Rewind, right? That's the first thing you think of. Like, this is fucking huge. I'm like panicking. I also don't know what is happening because I did not personally like think about tank blast at all, because usually we don't take any damage there. So I was just fucking YOLO calling AMZ barrier. Like, I was full panicking here. Say that. I can hear it. Don't get any tanks through barrier AMZ.
External Fleks. External.
I have no idea why damage is coming, so I'm just yelling out cooldowns that I see.
Fleks.
And then
You can rest.
yeah, nice. Saltad Darkness. The revive comes like a year later, and apparently, what happened was that Velo was ooh. That's why he couldn't press rewind. We didn't know. Almost flamed him, but in this case, I mean, he didn't expect the damage, so I think it's fine that he couldn't have played it that easily at least. So I panicked, and yet he's calmer than. What is it? 90% of civilian raid leaders. Yeah, this is definitely me panicking.
They're watching.
Say stack. Don't get any text through barrier AMZ.
External Fleks.
I did raise my voice, so there's definitely some panic. But yeah, slightly raise my voice so they can hear me. But yeah, that was the only one part where I would have said, oh no, is this the jailer moment all over again? Like, you had one job to press rewind and you didn't do it. But he was it was fine. It was unexpected damage. Can't outplay it. It's okay. But yeah, so history did not repeat itself. Velo did play really good. He was on Evoker, new class, new gameplay. Aside from a few spirals being forgotten and Xerwo falling to his death because he can't port back one more time. It was pretty good. In general, our healer team is pretty insane, especially now with Rycn returning as well. We're fully decked out. Just need a person on the outside to be crisper. If only there wouldn't be some traitors that leave us for IRL jobs. then we could have a stronger team. Yeah. Clickz. He's kind of like Revves that talks sometimes. I think with Clickz you can like really trust him to play whatever. He's actually like hidden MVP kinda. You know, you can just give him any tasks and he will just be good. He'll sometimes die. You know, it is what it is. So you know, life is like that. But unless I nitpick, I can't really find a mistake. Okay, except on Senarth, he fell down a few too many times. Maybe. Let's not talk about it though. It's fine. It's nitpicking. Maybe actually on that one it's not nitpicking. It was kind of bad, but it's fine. He said the gateway bugged and he couldn't click it. I don't know what happened. I don't want to know. In my just ignoring that, you know, just trying not to think about it because it makes me feel too much pain. Clickz played really good and yapping. Thank you for Prime Spider. Yeah, Clickz played really good. And the thing with Clickz is you can give him any job. We give him the Enhanced Shaman job because you're going to have Enhanced Shaman almost always in. We had him in every boss, I think. But like he is so good that we want to put DH on him, we want to put Monk on him, we want to put Shaman on him, you know, because you want to have him on guaranteed stuff because he's just that good. I said too many good things now. So to get him a bit back to human level, yeah, the Senarth thing, he kind of sucked on that. And I think he should have gone single target spec sooner on Rogerbrown. But I mean, that's a really small thing actually. Fuck. Did he fall down a lot? Oh yeah, dude. He was like struggling hard on Rogerbrown to stay on the platform. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know what. I mean, I guess Shaman could be hard. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, damn, maybe we should bench him. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna spec this talent instead. And he said like, this is not that great. And a couple pulls later, like, I'm just noticing everybody keeps dying. Like, this is the first time we're progressing P1, and we're getting to the 6th knockback multiple times now, and like the 7th knockback. I'm looking at it, Clickz is just not dying. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, this guy was telling me he was struggling hard, and then he somehow found like some sort of talent that made him survive, but it was a bit late because up until that he was like, oh, Shaman spicy, and maybe I need a. Oh yeah, he's asking for rescues. Rescues are very, very valuable. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. I lose DPS by specking Feral Lunge. CBA, man. Yeah, I don't know how much DPS was lost, but I think you played it in the end, and it was definitely a bit spiced up the situation unnecessarily. Sounds like, yeah, Hunter, I lose DPS by specking Disengage. But yeah, he suddenly was able to survive all of them. Just took a bit too long to get there, I think. There we go. We shut him back down. So Clickz actually kind of sucks. Sol. Oh, damn. Yeah. I mean, Sol is usually a really good player, but we put him on the Hunter. He got all the good RNG that he can really get with the bow and stuff, but Hunter wasn't that interesting. So it was kind of unlucky. Like, he was really lucky, but also unlucky. So I guess unluck Chuck. He's a good player. I did BM him while explaining the Thea before, but like I said, he came in new, even though he made mistakes. He came new into the fight, so he was like swapped in like 2 pulls ago, so he didn't know all the good stuff about the Thea. So definitely doesn't mean that he's a bad player or anything like that. Also did BM him for running with melee to bait on Teros. I mean, he was a BM hunter. It does not matter once again. If I was him, I wouldn't have gone, I think, but maybe it's better to go actually for healing. I don't know. yeah, I saw this really good player, but it didn't see much of the of progress because unlucky with the hunter class. Yeah, but at the same time, I think it was like I wouldn't have changed anything because it could have been really good as well, hunter. We didn't know exactly. Maybe if he were bigger 5 heads, we would have noticed it sooner and put him on something else. I don't know. Okay. Then again, he usually plays priest. Holy shit, okay. The shadow spec. I was gonna say a different word, which I shouldn't say. It's not that great, that spec. So, yeah, I think him on the hunter was the best we could do. What did he play actually as out of that? So he can't. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I guess like in the optimal world, we would have made him play a DH or something. But who the fuck would have known that 3 DHs are good? Nobody. So shut up. It's fine. We did good. Sol did good, but unluck. Sol outplayed. We even got him the bow. What else do you want? I mean, even if you don't know anything about Dota, you can look at the transmog and kind of figure out the issue. We tried hard, guys. We tried hard to make him play, but it just didn't work out, man. Like, I don't know. Like, we were thinking of making him more useful in case Shadow isn't good. I honestly did think Shadow will be good. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Did they get like nerfed and I didn't miss it or something? Like, they didn't look this bad. I don't know what happened. This is something actually I definitely want to talk to him about, because I thought Shadow Priest is good. Because they bring the P, like, they weren't good themselves. They got nerfed like 5 times. Oh, I don't know. I guess I didn't register, didn't realize. I don't know, maybe, or it was too late. Because maybe if we noticed earlier, we could have made him reroll. I mean, the thing is, I don't know to what either. Because the reason he was able to play Priest so easily was there's very little people that saw Paladin Priest Shaman token, okay? Paladin Priest Shaman, there's like nobody. It's like the healers, we have 1 of each. We geared Zhatzi's Priest as well, because, you know, why not? We can. We geared Narcos Paladin because it was free as well. We geared Dota Shadow Priest because it was also free, not because we really thought about it. But gearing another class would have actually been kind of hard. I mean, unless he played like Shaman or something, but Dota doesn't play Shaman. And Paladin he also doesn't really play. So I don't know how we could have outplayed this situation. Probably would have been still more useful. I guess there was a strat on Brood Mother that you could let. True, yeah, okay, true. There was like a universe where he could have actually played, and that was the case of Brood Mother, where you spawn Flamebender ads, like intentionally. You don't actually kill the eggs, you spawn them, and then you let them do damage to all the ads around it, and then you need a lot of master spells to remove the debuff, but you let the ads kill themselves. In which way you can reduce the raid damage intake by not breaking as many eggs, and you can gain DPS by DPSing the boss. It was a really stupid tactic. It was kind of clear that it won't work, but Blizzard did a sneak on us. We asked them about it. They were like, I don't know. Maybe we fix, maybe we don't type of response. I don't want to go too much into detail. So in the end, we thought, okay, maybe it is a case, and now that is why we had a Shadow Priest ready. We even had, I think we even had, was it Soul Shadow Priest? No, can't be. Not that far. Not 2 Shadow Priests. Yeah, no. I think we were thinking of bringing like 3 Healer Priests plus Dota, and then just spam master spells instead of DPSing the ads. Was it Soul Shadow Priest? Really? We were that crazy? Okay, I think with just some healthy thinking, we could have figured that one out, and we won't go that far. But I guess, yeah, it was an option, but not really a smart, not really smart thinking. But yeah, I definitely got blindsided a little bit that Shadow was this bad. I definitely need to, you know, talk to him about that. Habe ich eigentlich, wenn immer 1-2 Jahren Liebstes wieder warm reden will, hat er immer einen Platz bei euch? No comment. Easy. I love not commenting on stuff, actually. If I sense any danger, I'll just say, I don't know. So SB got nerfed a bit, but overall, even though the core DPS is decent, it's not very fun to play. Listen, the fun is irrelevant in this case. It is not better or great utility wise in raids, considering they brought Evoker and has a new spec and simultaneously removed utility from Priest. Well, no wonder Priest is having a hard time. Not sure what utility you're talking about, but yeah. I mean, the main thing with the Shadow is that it looks worse than it is due to the PI ability, but it was even worse. That even with the PI you couldn't save it. It was kind of weird. Swag. Swag is again also very similar to Revves in his talking and his staying silent, doing his own thing. Also a person that you definitely like. He's like similar to Clickz, right? You want to have him on a guaranteed role, which is why we put him on Monk. And it's always did I hear PI? Boys. No, sir, everything is fine, Xerwo. It's fine. Just take the PI from this priest. We're good. Don't worry. You kind of want to put him on a guaranteed role because he's that good. He's so cool. He doesn't even have a picture. Like, look at him. Even his outline looks sick. Yeah, that's why we are on Monk. And then every time you put him on Monk, it's always like this question mark in my head. Because when you put a Monk DPS, like you really want to commit to the Monk DPS because he's probably going to be in. But then I always think, well, what if we bring a healer Monk instead? And then we have to bench Swag. I'm like, oh, damn, that kind of sucks. You know, we just lose a player. But yeah, it made sense. The healer Monk... with Rycn's advice, we decided against it, and it looks like it was the correct choice. And yeah, I was happy to have him on the Monk. Yeah, aside from, again, I don't like to nitpick. Play really good. I don't care if his ego goes high because Swag doesn't really do ego. That's how sick he is. Like, he's not like Canexx. Canexx probably gonna get a little bit cocky after this talk. But Swag, you can tell him he's a sick player. He'll be like, yeah, I am. I know. Let's go. Let's play. You know, I don't care about this. So he's fine. He's chilling. And glad to have him in the team. Yeah, the Quiet Pumper is a really good word for him. Kind of like Revves. Kind of like Clickz. Except Clickz, I think, can get a bit cocky as well. I don't know. A little bit risky. He's like more Canexx style. Anyways, Skaris. Yeah, Skaris, one of our best healers, if not maybe the best. Definitely an insane player. Just fixes shit up, doesn't cry. When he talks, you know, he's talking real stuff. Don't need to doubt him. You know, it was it's great to have him in the team. He's the only person that I DM'd that he's an insane player randomly. I don't even know, like nothing happened. I just randomly DM'd him in whispers that he's a sick player. I think he didn't respond, or I didn't see his response. Maybe he doesn't care. I don't know, but he's a good player. That's all I want to say. I don't know if I know any mistake of him during the tier. Maybe like some like communication could be better or something. I know there was a Vicara that was not working, but he just didn't give a fuck. He apparently brought it up at some point to the Vicara people, and it didn't get fixed, and he just didn't say anything, just played. Something like that. But once again, Grim's fault. Yeah, I think I just got ignored. Yeah, pretty sure. The thing is, it may also have been me that didn't check his DMs. But then I feel like we would have talked somewhere about this. But yeah, I don't know. He's a really good player. He's I hope he stays forever. If he does, we're probably gonna get war first. If he does leave, then it's gonna be probably quite hard to do it again. He's a big part of the team. Zhatzi, Mr. Slacker, I would call him this year. He's playing good. but he definitely did slack. I don't know why. I don't take care of healers. I don't care. But I know he was slacking on the prep a bit, which is why we had some concerns. But when he played really good. Obviously it could have been better if he had more prep done. But considering he was slacking on the prep, he was really good. Yeah, I hope this isn't a common thing. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit rough because we don't like slackers. If it's more than 1 tier, 1 tier is fine, but 2 tier slacking is not good. So I gotta speak about that for sure. But yeah, other than that, I mean, he's a really good player. Does his job. He didn't forget his time spars, I think. He generally doesn't forget his CDs that much at all. I generally don't call for his CDs because they're usually like gonna be used. Like on Broodkeeper, I didn't have to call for his stuff. Even like there's, for example, he needs to use symbol of the CD immediately, right? And he was making it happen always. He wasn't wasting a single millisecond, just insta-pressing it. Because if he doesn't, it ends up becoming a lot harder. And he was doing a really good job. Saltad played really good as well. I mean, honestly, a lot of our players are really fucking good, yeah? Like, I'm noticing through these things. Especially, I gotta be honest, the melee camp, there's some sick fucking players in there. Not sure, maybe melee is just easy to play? I don't know. Is Kush in here, by the way? Oh, Kush is not in here. Okay, we do Kush next. Yeah, Saltad was playing DH, I think for the first time on Progress, at least with us. But, I mean, I already knew it was going to be good, and it was really good. I think they have had a really good duo with Nicememes. Holy shit, Nicememes also looks like a Giga Chat. And I think it was the perfect duo for a double DH. They like zero ego. They didn't like try to fuck each other over or something. I don't know. They were like min-maxing the fact that they are 2 DHs, you know, optimizing the loot so nothing goes to waste, considering the likeliness of each of them being in, considering, you know, who can farm something in M+ and who can't. And they just made all the correct decisions, I think. I don't know them good enough, so I don't know if that will boost the ego too much. Let me try to think of some mistakes. There we go, I got it. Broodkeeper. Saltad was not assigned to interrupts, and we were desperately thinking about who should interrupt what, and, you know, we were, like, actually struggling, because there was not enough interrupts and there was too many ads. I mean, okay, you can blame that on me, because I'm the one assigning the interrupts on that one. And you could say, well, Scripe, you know he's on the ads, you know that he's not interrupting. But obviously he could have said something. But everybody's like yelling about interrupts and like, oh, back up, oh, I don't have it, oh, I'm assigned on 2 ads, but I need to interrupt here, both ads, I can't do it. Meanwhile, Saltad did not say anything. Well, for a few pulls, and then I think he brought it up. He said, well, I think I can interrupt that one. And I was like, wait, hold up. You're not assigned at all. You should have said something. Yeah, so that was Saltad's big mistake of the tier. He did not say anything. Wolfdisco. I feel like he was a bit sad because he was out, and he didn't really need to be out. It was like small. I think it was just like a really small downgrade to get the second Warlock. He was a good player. I almost could like feel him like saying like, Scribe, come on, like just get me in, bro. You know, I'm a good player. Yeah, Loris. I don't know. I wanted Loris in. I feel like this when I think about it. Just looking into the void, you know. It's a bit sad, but it is what it is. And I think it was a small downgrade. Even though he's a really good player, he had to be benched. I don't think we made any mistake with our decision making. And as Warlocks would say, without PI, a Warlock would be shit anyways, right? So, what's the point? Just like what they say every single time. And we used to PI already on Xerwo. So yeah. I hope Lorgokz returns yeah, we did think that Warlock is going to be more used for sure. That was the reason he was playing Warlock. Definitely not a person we would like to have on bench, but it is what it is. Tobo. Tobo. Yeah. I mean, I think Tobo's advantage is he's, you know, as good as any good player, but the problem is he's also young. Unlike this virus over there, he's not useless. He's very useful. Was also a very chill person to be around. Always smiling. He, dude, this is actually insane. Like, this is gonna sound like a hashtag ad, but what happened is, okay, we're leaving late night. Everybody's tired, and for some reason, it was a bit tight in the venue. I'm not gonna lie. You know, that was a one downside that, you know, with Erupt, that's why we only were 30 people as well. It would have been hard to fit everybody in there. It was a bit tight with our setup and stuff as well. And I was standing in the middle of things and talking something to like Rycn or Roger or something, and Tobo wanted to go home. So he tried to sneak, instead of saying, Scripe, pardon me, can I go through? He tried to sneak behind me, and there was a slightly elevated Starforge PC, which he tripped over and fell down. And the PC fell down as well. Like literally a working PC, like fell down from slightly elevated ground, completely to ground. That was a moment, guys, where people showed their true faces. Some people went after Tobo, checking if he was okay, and some people went after the Starforge PC. I can tell you, the Starforge PC didn't win. The PC did not even close. I have no idea how it happened. Literally nothing happened to the PC. Let's not talk about this, because if there is a problem, technically it was our fault. I don't want to pay. But, yeah, nothing happened. PC working completely fine. It was Justwait's PC. And, yeah, we just put the PC back up. Tobo was not okay. He had some bruises on his knees. But, you know, it was a quick fix. So definitely not good with the mechanics IRL as in-game. But, yeah, at least, I mean, we don't need the IRL, right? As long as he can like walk to his PC every morning, we're good. But yeah, his in-game, he was like the reverse of Lorgokz. It was really weird. I was watching Tobo POV up until he left for Canexx in the second week, because Canexx got more gear, and Tobo had the lowest gear out of everyone, I think. And he went out, and I was watching Tobo, and he was always like super min-maxing the Rasageth knockback. He was pressing the charge as late as possible, and sometimes he couldn't manage anymore, and then he would be like going Moonkin form, disengaging, trying to outplay it. Meanwhile, Lorgokz was spamming the wild charge, so at the moment he can do it, he would actually charge in. It's really different ways of gameplay. I was actually shocked to see the difference. But yeah, aside from that, DPS wise, I mean, all the boomkins were pretty good, and Tobo was definitely not lacking behind. Even though I guess he played boomkin on Jailer as well, but he's not technically like a boomkin hardcore main like the others. Yeah, I think he is a great person to have in the team, and he's also young, so that's a bit crazy. You know, I think he's like 19 or 18 or something like that. I don't know. So, you know, a couple of years, he will be a complete monster. Nicememes, very, very similar to Saltad actually, except for the fact that he had slightly worse gear, and that's why we chose Saltad. Like, that was literally our decision making. I think if Nicememes had one more DPS point over Saltad, then I would take Nicememes. If Saltad has one more DPS point over Nicememes, I would take Saltad. That's how easy this decision is. They're both really sick. Like, skill capped, you don't have to think. You just look at the DPS sim, and then you're like, okay, just take the guy that's higher, and you're done with it. Wolsku is such an interesting personality. The good part with Wolsku was, I think I was most impressed, and I think I'm gonna make him this proposal actually as well in DM soon. I was really impressed by his Well, okay, I wouldn't say like crazy, but I feel like I think he would be really good as a DPS analyst type of person. Because whenever we needed some sims, whenever we needed to like compare some items or talk about DPS cooldown optimizations, he was always like had like good answers for everything, you know. It was really nice to have him when it came to this stuff. So I don't know. I'll talk to him about it. Bench to analyze. Hey, we all know that the best players are on the bench, right? That's like common knowledge. So I hope he can join me. Proposing already. Yeah, no, I actually would be very interested if he would be interested in that. We'll see. I'll talk to him. But because you know anybody can do DPS. I mean, who cares? Lol. That's the way to put them down. Actually, Nicememes, Saltad. I mean, even they can play DH main. I mean, they're good players. Everyone's a good player in Echo. But is there a good DPS analyst? Not really. So let's get him. It will be actually very, very good addition, I think. No meme. But yeah, he didn't play a lot because he was the third mage, which was kind of like a random pick, and the second warrior DPS. And considering we went warrior tanks, there was not really a need for a second warrior DPS. We did consider it at some point if he went like, I don't know, if he needed 3 rallies, like we could have made use of the 3 rallies. It would have been nice to have, but the DPS is just not good enough. Let's do Kush next, actually, even though Kush isn't here. Yeah, I mean, we brought Kush for the push, and we pushed the ranks, so it worked, just like always. And I'm very happy to have Kush back. We plan on bringing him for the push once again. Unless he changed his mind. He is a reformed player. Back then he was doing some slacking, which is why... What happened actually? I don't even know. Like, I think like we were very unhappy with his prep, but I think he left himself anyways, because like I think we told him he needs to not slack, and he said, no, fuck you, and left. No, something like that. I don't remember actually how it exactly went, but he took a break at some point, and then when he came back, the mob broke him. Yeah, he's definitely... he was definitely a bit tilted after certain raid tier. But he wasn't gone for Sanctum. He wasn't there on Sepulcher. After Sanctum, yeah, true. For the Sanctum prep, he was just like slacking really hard. The mob broke him, I guess, as you said, and that's why we didn't take him for Sepulcher. I don't think he enjoyed Sanctum as well. And then something happened while we were doing Sepulcher progress, and after, he was again reformed and a happy man. Really wanted to raid. Talked to him, made sure that he's not gonna troll, and he did not. He was there on the prep, and he played really good. There was again, can always nitpick on everyone, of course, but overall, I think, he was a really nice person to have around. He was the main rogue, mainly because he also got really good gear, but also, I mean, he's just as good as Narco and Perfecto, and yeah, I don't know. Honestly, you can't really do a lot of things wrong as a rogue. Like, worst case, you just press cloak, if you don't want to die. So it was kind of easy, to be fair. But yeah, he did play good too. I'm gonna go with Wubby. This was Wubby's like first tier in a proper hardcore guild, I think. I think he played in some sort of guild before. I don't even know where it was. I mean, I knew it at some point, but I don't remember. He was obviously playing HOTS with Zaelia in Team Dignitas, so he has an esports career. Oh, Final Fantasy. Oh, okay, dude, I'm fully lost with the patches and everything. he obviously has like an esports professional career, so he knows what he's doing when it comes to esports. But this was going to be his first WoW tier, so we were a bit monkey shaking. But I think he did really good, especially towards the end of the tier, which is to be expected, right? When you're first time doing it, especially. But like, this applies to everyone. Everyone plays so much better at the end of progress compared to the start of progress. But for Wubby, it was even more visible. He was playing really good at the end. I was very happy. I don't know if he will continue raiding. We'll see. I heard some rumors that maybe he won't continue. We'll talk about it. I would love to have him personally. But yeah. He played really good. I was very happy. I hope he stays. He's like a Ken 2.0 that just started. So he'll be, just as good as him, no doubt, or even better if he continues playing. Daiju. Poor man. He didn't get to see any boss. It was a bit sad. He did do a lot of prep. Daiju is like a theory crafter machine type of person. He will theory craft everything he can theory craft. Even if there is nothing to theory craft, he will find something to theory craft. It's actually a bit weird. It was just honestly the thing is, even if we could have saved this character and geared him up, but at some point we also realized the 3 Warlocks is just not happening. So it was the combination of him already lacking gear with the fact that Warlock isn't good, or not like crazy good at least, that turned him into a complete benchman. Kind of weird because he's a trial as well. So I don't know how to decide on the trial without seeing him play at all. But we will figure it out. I hope he doesn't feel like it was a waste of time. Of course, we did expect to use him. We did expect to have 3 Warlocks in on certain bosses. It did look better before. I don't know why again. It's something interesting to analyze actually why we made certain decisions, and when you look at it now, it's completely clear you would never play 3 Warlocks, really. It's super unlikely at least. So, yeah. Alright, obviously everybody did insane. The production was unmatched. I think they improve every time. And in general, I don't think there was a single person that was not pushing it, with anything that's needed.